everyone, I'm Karima Devine, and welcome to 12 News Weekend. Every week, we take a look back at some of the most compelling stories from our 12 News team, stories that matter to you and your community. So here's what we have coming up. A brand new brewery opens in downtown Phoenix, but this one's a little bit different. We'll show you what sets it apart from the rest. And then later, a shocking utility bill turns into a big mystery for one Gilbert resident. She turned to 12 News for answers, and we got to the bottom of it. But first, Tesla is looking to test self-driving cars right here in the Valley. Let's take a look.
Well, they won't be running these, but Tesla now has approval to start testing its robotaxi service right here in the Valley. Waymo may be getting some competition. Tesla has approval to start testing its robotaxi service in Arizona.
There's no driver, there's no ghost.
Tesla rolled out the robotaxi in Austin, in a small area so far. And so far, Forbes reports Tesla has had 3 crashes, but few details. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration tracks self-driving crashes, but information can be spotty. In the database of Tesla incidents involving some sort of self-driving technology, many details are listed as redacted. In Austin, Tesla's robotaxis do have someone acting as a safety monitor, and in Phoenix, they'll have to start that way too.
They've been really aggressive with doing this, and they have got a pretty good technology. I'm not sure it's roadworthy enough yet for my likes, but they've been pushing hard on this.
Andrew Maynard studies self-driving cars at ASU. He says Waymo and Tesla use 2 different technologies. Waymo uses a combination of cameras, LiDAR, and sensors, while Tesla only uses cameras. But the company says it's trained on the cameras of every Tesla on the road.
Tesla have very intentionally gone the visual route, and they have a very good technology with there are 8 cameras at the moment around the car. But experts are really divided on this. There are a lot of people that are concerned that you cannot just do this with visual cameras.
Because self-driving cars are not easy. Some companies have already folded. Cruise was testing its cars in Arizona, but closed down after one of its cars dragged a woman in San Francisco. Uber stopped testing its cars in Phoenix after one of its cars hit and killed a woman crossing the street. According to a survey by AAA, 13% of people trust self-driving cars, but that's up from only 9% last year.
I worked at a dealership, and whenever my customers would get picked up by those Waymos, I've seen them almost cause an accident multiple times.
I just imagine a scenario where I'm locked in the car and it does not pull over, it does not stop.
I don't know, man.
I would try one.
We'll have to try one, yeah.
I'm a risk taker.
Tesla did not respond to a request for comment. Tesla will still have to apply for a separate state permit if they want to start offering the robotaxi as a service. William Pitts, 12 News.
They posted about us, I think, within 2 hours that evening.
Marco Meraz remembers the madness that came after a visit from TikTok star Keith Lee to his restaurant Republica Empanada in Mesa.
Having all hands on deck from about 6 a.m. to about 11 p.m.
The lines were out the door for weeks after that early 2024 visit, but Republica Empanada wasn't new to the game.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives had been here twice already.
It opened back in 2013 in what was then a very different downtown Mesa.
Yeah, no, people thought we were crazy for opening a restaurant here.
But there's no place he would rather be.
This is where our heart is, me and my family, all of my siblings. We're all born within a few blocks of here.
Over the past decade, downtown Mesa has seen some major changes. A once struggling area is coming back to life with new concepts and investments.
There's been a lot of successful businesses that have come since then, and it makes us really happy.
One reason they've been so successful is the food. We got to meet Miraz's mom back in 2018, whose Costa Rican heritage helped inspire the plates, like their arroz con pollo.
This is very good. So in Costa Rica, this is like what I would have if I had arroz con pollo.
They offer more than 24 types of empanadas, both savory and sweet.
Oh, that's delicious. I love that.
The menu is extensive and diverse, yet the vibe is still cozy with indoor and patio seating. And the murals are a nod to their roots and the community they hold so dear.
Come on in.
Inside downtown Phoenix's newest brewery.
It's clear each beer on tap is brewed with care.
We have 7 serving tanks, and it's going to be basically from tank to glass.
Charlie Berger and Sam Townsend are with Formation Brewing.
I'm excited to try and do some local stuff with things in Arizona that we might not have in Colorado.
It's an offshoot of a Colorado family of brands called Wildling, and their first Arizona venture is a place centered around community.
Formation is things coming together. Formation is unity. A conversation around a beer with somebody that your friend, your neighbor, somebody you know, somebody you don't, but they become your friend at the end of a couple beers, that's for sure.
Their team spending countless hours finalizing each design detail.
Don't forget to shoot the plant wall.
Menu item.
Elevated, humble food.
And of course, the equipment to brew their craft beers. So when a critical piece of it was stolen, it was an unexpected setback.
They hit the heart. They hit one of the most important parts for sure.
Someone cut through a locked cage and stole the copper from their glycol unit, the equipment used to keep their beer cold. It's an amount of copper likely only valued at $20, but for them, it meant a brand new system worth thousands.
It'll be a fun thing to talk about 10 years from now. Remember how that sucked? Man, but we got through it. For private events, we can change what's up here.
Despite the delay, they've maintained a positive attitude, using their own craft beer community to find a solution, able to truck in their beer from Colorado in the interim.
You roll with the punches, and at the end of the day, we're here to bring people together and not worry about those things.
The best part, obviously.
They say it's an obstacle they've overcome, proud to finally open their doors in the desert.
I walked by on Friday, and it was just, there was so much energy, and I heard a couple people say wow, when they walked in, so it was like, we did it.
Coming up, a popular coffee trailer gets the boot from its prime location after a hospital says that their name crossed the line. The owners don't see it that way. That story coming up next.
I'm here at a mobile coffee trailer serving Valley Hospital staff who work the night shift. They even have a skeleton logo and they call themselves Graveyard Shift Coffee. But now they've lost a stop where they normally do business because of that exact theme.
Losing 2 stops a week is devastating.
Every Monday and Friday,
9 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Tyler Tremaine serves up coffee for the night staff at Mayo Hospital's Phoenix campus.
To be able to give them a nice little treat for themselves.
It's a business run by he and his father, who used to work that same shift at a hospital.
And that's where he discovered how the night shift gets treated. They don't get the caterings, they get the cold pizza and stuff like that.
So they filled a need with a graveyard twist.
We have names like our Bone Crusher, our Headstone, the Night Walker. Everybody has come up to us and said they love it, they've laughed, they said it's a great idea.
Until Monday, when Tyler says they received a call from Mayo Hospital.
They said that the skeleton and the word graveyard were offensive.
After more than 2 years, Graveyard Shift Coffee is shut out, losing about 40% of their business.
I wish they would have worked with us and given us an option to kind of mediate, throw a banner over our logo, throw a tarp over our logo. We're never coming with the intentions of hurting anybody.
I reached out to Mayo for comment, but they did not respond. And as the coffee trailer works to make up for lost business,
we just keep trucking along.
Their mission remains strong.
Our name and our logo is more than our business. It stands for something. It stands for the graveyard shift workers.
The owners say they were told if they can get enough support, they can continue business at Mayo. Reporting in Mesa, Maria Stobbs, 12 News.
Tuesday morning after 1:30 in the morning. It's a time when most teenagers would be fast asleep.
My heart just sunk because I felt like they were here for nothing good.
But not these teens. They had criminal intent on their minds.
They have a gray sock in their hand, and they're pressing it up against the Ring camera and it falls for just a second and reveals their faces, smiling.
Alexis Camaro, board member for the Lidkey Foundation, traces their steps.
They proceed to walk around the home and cover up each one of the cameras with either wet soil or wet bread that they pushed up against the glass.
As they make their way around this Marana home, they find a way inside through a back security door. Somehow, 2 teenage girls smash the door in, nearly taking it off its hinges.
I think it'd be very difficult for those 2 young women to do it, and I think they had help based on what this door looks like.
Yeah.
It has sustained a lot of damage.
Once inside, Camaro says the girls rounded up 30 guinea pigs, picking them up off the ground one by one and disappearing with them in the night before anyone could arrive.
They were the 25 guinea pigs in our foundation that we were afraid to move to another location because of their health impairment. They have special diets, they have special medication.
The situation for these small animals more dire than most. Not only do they have specific health needs, but the culprits didn't bother to take their food, water, supplements, or enclosures that they need to survive.
They're very, very delicate, and they go into shock, of when instances like this, they're taken out of their home that they're living their best lives in the middle of the night and taken somewhere else.
As law enforcement searches for these teen girls, Camaro can't help but wonder where they are, hoping that someone out there knows something.
Arizona and Tucson, they're filled with animal lovers. And I know that this is going to reach a lot of people, and I think we're going to have a positive response from the community. And hopefully we'll get those guinea pigs back.
Another day, another solemn procession through Show Low as the community said goodbye to 21-year-old firefighter and EMT Damon Thompson.
We're not a big town. We're not a tiny town, but we're not a big town, and everybody bands together.
I dispatched for 6 years for the department, and I unfortunately didn't get the pleasure of knowing these 2, but just a close place in my heart for all of them.
It was touching.
Leading into the memorial service at Show Low High School, 5 medevac helicopters flew over as Thompson's casket was carried inside. Cameras stayed outside at the family's request. Thompson's sister shared how devoted he was to the fire service. So eager to begin his career, he completed summer school online to graduate early. On his 19th birthday, he left his own party to answer 2 calls. Thompson always looked up to his oldest brother, Daniel, who inspired him to become a firefighter. The 2 often responded to the same emergencies. The 21-year-old was engaged. He and his fiancée dreamed of getting married in Sedona. Friends and family described him as full of energy, a musician who could learn a new instrument overnight and who dreamed of learning the bagpipes to honor the fallen, just as they honored him today. The Timber Mesa fire chief said he shared a tight bond with Thompson. He now cherishes their old text messages, promising to never delete them. Thompson's father says the last message he received hours before his son died was a simple, heartfelt, "I love you." Governor Katie Hobbs told the crowd Damon's service and kindness will forever be embedded in Arizona's history.
For something like this is just a tragedy, tragedy for everybody. Definitely was a great service for a hero and for our community and for the country, for sure.
Good evening. The city of Goodyear is relatively new, and as the city continues to grow with new roads and buildings, it's important for officials to focus and maintain on the things they already have. For the Public Works Department, that means the roadways and streets across the city. A good road has a lifespan of 40 to 50 years. During that time, there are proactive things the city does to maintain the roadway and maybe even extend its life. These days, though, officials are finding the cost of materials and supplies have jumped. I spoke with Sumit Mohan, the Public Works Director, today. He tells me over the last 6 years, inflation has caused prices to increase anywhere between 50% to 275%.
What we used to be able to accomplish about 6 years ago, we could treat, say, 137 lane miles in 1 year. Now, that same level of funding would only allow us to preserve, say, 47 lane miles.
In Goodyear, Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
And Lita Grijalva won her seat in Congress in a special election landslide.
There is no ambiguity, no question about who won.
But a week later, Congress still isn't letting her in.
I'd like to be able to get to work for the constituents that sent me here to work.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson has yet to set a date for Grijalva's swearing-in ceremony.
We are waiting. I have not heard anything directly from the Speaker.
Johnson's office says the swearing-in will happen when the House gets back to work. But Johnson canceled sessions this week, and now a government shutdown is looming.
If the Democrats make the decision to shut the government down, the consequences are on them.
Grijalva can come up with just one reason for Johnson dragging his heels.
You have to wonder, right? I mean, I've been very public about the fact that I will be the 218th, the decisive signer in order to force a vote on the release of the Epstein files.
The Trump Justice Department has been holding back on releasing the potentially explosive Epstein file.
It makes you wonder what is in there that is causing so much consternation for this administration.
Mike Johnson, Grijalva says, has sworn in 2 Republicans just one day after they won special election victories like hers.
This is not something that is different. This is under his leadership. So I want to get sworn in and get to work.
In the shadow of Gilbert's iconic water tower, one homeowner is drowning in shock after receiving her latest water bill.
$2,679.
For Nancy Stipp, that number out of the ordinary for her Gilbert home. She does have a pool in her backyard and grass right next to it, but her bill says her water usage has jumped over 1,000% just in the last month.
So Monday, my husband and I went to the town of Gilbert to the utility department with my bill. I use consistently 30 to 40 gallons of water, 1,000 gallons of water a month. But this bill came at 292,000 gallons.
Tuesday, the town sent out multiple utilities employees replacing her water meter, but Nancy struggles to understand why that was necessary. After all, the previous meter was just replaced last month.
We believe, at least most of us, I think, hopefully, that the meters are not talking to the computer system that they have running, that these aren't connecting. But after today, and knowing that the meters aren't being calibrated potentially properly for everybody, then here comes a bigger issue.
Other Gilbert residents, like Michelle Edmonston, have seen their water bill increase substantially in recent months, from a usual amount of $70 to $80 to $175 this month.
It just seems like it's off base, especially with my square footage of my house. And not having the grass and the plants and stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense.
The town of Gilbert has increased water and sewage rates before, raising water rates 75% over the last 2 years. But Nancy worries other people who call Gilbert home are being saddled with water bills that far exceed their actual usage.
When you start to mess with one and then the next and the next, it's a snowball effect that's happening here. It's snowballing. It's getting worse because they're not doing anything about it.
This afternoon, the town of Gilbert issued us this statement saying, quote, "Our water conservation and meter technicians were able to visit Mrs. Stipp's home today to inspect their meter, and during this inspection, discovered the meter was emitting a faulty reading. The team also discovered a minor leak with their irrigation system. While faulty meters are rare, we thankfully were able to replace the faulty meter and correct the issue. After a customer repairs a water leak and notifies the town, staff will review the bill and adjust it so the customer only pays the lowest rate for water that was lost due to the leak."
Welcome to Curious Nature, Arizona's quirkiest cabinet of curiosities, where science meets spook and every jar tells a story. Is that an octopus? It's part Natural History Museum, part Oddities Emporium, and 100% Halloween vibes year-round. Kind of like stepping into a Tim Burton fever dream with a biology degree. Let's keep exploring if you dare.
We're one of those places where if you look up like weird things to do in Phoenix, we're the #1 thing that usually pops up.
When I came in, I thought like, wow, definitely like was surprised with like the actual like animals and stuff.
From taxidermy to skulls to bones, we have a lot of framed insects, but we also have live plants, home decor stuff, books.
I already got like an alligator hand and a porcupine quill. I collect like fossils and different stuff.
What's been the weirdest thing you've seen?
Probably some of the bugs, like the beetles and stuff. Animals in jars over there, or like the skulls and stuff.
A lot of the skulls, people not realizing like what size they are, a lot of like the human bones, they're all old like retired medical model specimens, but people come in and as soon as they see it, they're just like, whoa, what is this? Even I work here and I'm here like every day, and there's still sometimes where I'm like, where did that come from? When did we get that?
Where do you get these things?
We try to ethically source everything the best that we can. So a lot of it is like byproducts of different industries where they're gonna use this part of the animal, but they're not gonna use, you know, the leg bones or something, or a lot of our taxidermy is pretty old. Nothing in here is killed just so we could sell it to you kind of a thing.
What was the inspiration behind this shop having that creepy cool twist?
The owner was a vet tech, so he's always been like very into animals, very into natural history.
So many events and classes to check out here at Curious Nature. What kind of a class are we in for right now?
We teach entomology classes, so we're teaching you how to pin insects.
Like, oh boy, what do you got in there?
So we have a couple butterflies, nothing super scary.
Phew.
If you just take one of these pins and then kind of at a diagonal angle going through the body, and then we're going to put it through the paper close to the wings, just so that way they stay in the position we want them in during the drying process, and then we can actually frame them and you have this fun, beautiful specimen that you put the work into doing that.
This unique place really has a little something for every curious soul, and at least one without one. In Phoenix, Crystal Long, 12 News.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And just a reminder, new episodes of 12 News Weekend premiere every Friday on 12+. You can also watch past episodes on the 12+ app. All you have to do is download 12+ for your Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku, and you can watch for free. I'm Kariba Devine. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend.
Get the latest Arizona news from 12 News on demand 24 hours a day with 12+. Stream breaking news, weather impact alerts,
the excessive heat warning,
Momcast with Emma Jade,
help protect our kids online,
sports reports,
the Cardinals for the Suns,
the Diamondbacks,
the biggest stories of the week on Weekend, and more.
Here at 12 News, we strive to bring you the very best journalism in the Valley.
12+ is a convenient way for you to watch 12 News on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices.